Looks like we are good to go. Attendance, guys, someone to call to order. Review the minutes, I guess, from October 30th. I'm assuming you all have done that so far. And so take a motion to approve. Second. Motion and a second. All right. Fantastic. So then we're going to discussion items. I guess one is the courthouse. Would you like to lead us on that one there, Cliff?
Yes, sir. I met with the electrical engineers, one of their top guys last Wednesday morning, unlocked the rooms and let him in. He did what he told me would be the final walkthrough before they applied for the final permit to be pulled for the, hopefully the last inspection. So with any luck, I believe the permit's been pulled to have it inspected, but I don't think it's been inspected yet.
Right.
So as soon as we can get, Mr. Gully and Mr. McHenry in there, then we should be able to hopefully get a different color sticker.
But we are still on hold until we find out what's going on with the legal line, right?
No, if this passes, we'll be ready to open.
That's good to know. Anything else? Anybody got any questions for Mr. Taylor on that? We'll move on to the key reason, I guess, for this evening's call meeting is it is in reference to the admin building here, the generator. This is a situation with this generator that we have going on here that it's not an option for us to have it. This is it's imperative. The county offices here are on a emergency generator in case of some sort of a disaster, whether it be snow and ice taking up the power, or it be a tornado or fire or something that this building has to keep up and running. So Cliff can bring you up to speed where we are on that.
We've had that one looked at several times. A lot of people claim that they may be able to fix it or help us with a new one. The manufacturer from that one's been here. Cummins has been here. Taylor from White House has been here. And I believe there's one more, but I'd have to double check and make sure. I'm pretty sure they're the ones that have this one back here now that's out of Nashville. We had a guy actually come up from Alabama to look at it and see if he could get parts for it. The problem with it is the parts are obsolete. The engine starts and runs great, but it will not generate power. There's a switch in there that won't allow it to start generating power. So we just can't keep it. I had Cat come up. They are on our Sourcewell cooperative program. The price on the page on the very back is not shocking considering what we'll be getting for the price. He said around $60,000 to $65,000 would be the actual cost of the generator. What the bulk of the fees are for will be to rewire everything back there and get it up to date and up to codes for a newer generator. So it's going to be double, a little more than double just to get it up to where it needs to be. It will be a diesel unit. I asked him about a gas unit, natural gas, because that's what we have now. And he said that with natural gas, if there is a disaster here and the gas is failing or weak in this area, they will shut all the gas off to everybody, barring the hospital and absolute emergency services. So we wouldn't be able to get natural gas to run the generator. Diesel it will be our next best bet because we have a service truck that has a 100-gallon fuel tank on it. This generator will be doing exercises on a weekly basis like the last one was. So it will consume some fuel, which I guess would be good to keep fresh diesel in it. So what we'll do is just have to put a small budget number in for diesel and we'll fill the truck up, come over here and fill it up and then go back and fill our truck up. So we'll know exactly how much we're spending every month on keeping it maintained full of fuel. And that's about the gist of the generator. Everything else on the back, on the back is kind of self-explanatory, but that's where we're at with it.
So the understanding is when the other side of the $65,000 for that, the $65,000 is for the diesel engine. And the generator itself, but to have 1502 or whatever the circuit is that they're gonna have in there, it's just gonna switch over, so it immediately fires up and takes over should there be a failure. That and rewiring the panels, if you've been in there looking at the panels, it's old. That does have to be redone, they're gonna have to put a tank under it. So there's quite a bit more than just meets the eye regarding this, we talked about this and looked through this. It is a 24-hour tank that they're gonna put in under it. So that is quite large, to say the least. You know, sticker shock on this is what it is. But if you take it apart piece by piece, it's pretty fair. But again, this is not something we can optionally look at and say, well, we might look at it next year, the year after. This is imperative. So it's not, we're kind of against the wall on this one. This is probably the best option that Cliff has been able to find for us. He's exhausted all of his resources bringing people in to try and salvage this one as far as we can. But it's just the parts are not there. And if the relay and the switch is not there to flip this thing over to start turning the inverter to generate the electricity, then there's nothing we can do with it. But there's a fine diesel, or was it natural gas motor? There's a fine one sitting out there if you had some need for it. I just don't know what the need would be.
Yeah.
Just have a motor running.
We've been 18 months, Jason has. Well, anytime the power's failed, over the past 18 months, day or night, I've had to go to the shop, get our little gasoline generator and get it running, run extension cords out the window and get it plugged up and try to get the internet back online. And that's the biggest reason we need this is our internet services for the county runs through here, which pertains to the sheriff's department. And Waylon's been on me pretty heavy about this. Ray brought it up a time or two. It's just something that they absolutely can't go without. They have to have the internet for 911 systems, and a lot of the emergency services just require that internet. So, you know, I've been trying to explain to them why we're dragging behind on this, but and it seems like every time I get the generator down here, get everything going, of course, fire kicks back on. So I did it for nothing. I used to go put my stuff back up. There's been one time we ran it for about an hour. But, we really do need this. I wouldn't have brought it to you if I didn't think we needed it. And if we can keep shopping if we have to, we're gonna have to make a decision relatively quickly.
The voice over IP system in place for the telephones is imperative. Is the reason, one of the main reasons we have to have this, the internet working. Not to mention, like you said, as far as our first responders and the jail and everything. As we go forward and we move into a more technologically advanced county with our new jail, etc., this becomes even more and more imperative. But that's up going with our networks are running. We're able to keep everything safe. I did speak with Cliff and Amy about this regarding this a few days ago. I was in here. In order to get this before the commission, we needed to meet on this so we could, we could discuss this, and then we need, vote to pass it on. Anybody has anything they'd like to ask? Any questions?
I don't see where we really have any choice.
We really don't.
And as frequent as things that happen with storms and winter's coming on, we're gonna need it sometime. And the price will not get any cheaper.
No, it's 2024. You wait a month and it'll be higher.
We've been real lucky, just so we hadn't been down like the last tornado that took us out for several days. But we've been real lucky. So I like I said, I'd really like to get moving on this. We'll have to go budget on them, of course. But Amy's got it worked up. She's prepared to do it if we can get it passed.
And we have anybody else do the wine? This is them doing it all, you know what I'm saying?
That's Cat coming in and doing it to spec for the generator they're putting it in. It is a lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
there's a whole lot more than just the generator. It's everything from the generator, the building and in the building and the fuel tank. And I am sure that there are a bunch of EPA concerns and regulations that they're gonna have to jump through, putting a fuel tank underground.
It sits on top.
So it's on top of,
above ground.
it's above ground, yeah.
The generator sits on.
That would be that's my only question, if anybody else maybe look at the wiring part of it. It'd be in
Do you know if we'll be able to maintain the warranty with this if somebody, a third party did the wiring?
I can talk to Douglas and see, but I don't know. They don't do the wiring, they use a third party. Well, of course, I'm sure he works with, real close with Cat. But it took me about 3 months to get this quote, just because he was waiting on the electricians and the engineers to get me a price of what it was gonna take to replace this.
And my concern would be if we did go back to another engineering firm and another contractor, if there would be any real savings there, and time, time is another issue.
Time is the biggest thing.
We have an idea on the turnaround on this and when we greenlight it.
Last spoke, he had some in stock, but now that's been a while, so we'll just have to wait and see. Like I said, it was been on this is probably the day 11/22. So I talked to him in, I want to say, August or September. It's took a while to just get this far with it.
So if you, Mayor, do you have anything you'd like to add?
I think something.
It's not really an option.
To be kicked out of the,
Tremendous, yeah.
but you're gonna have.
We can't have our first responders not able to communicate.
And the cat salesman, of course, he's a cat salesman, but he did say that a lot of the other generator manufacturers are using overseas parts, and that's what's wrong with this one. It's got Chinese parts in it or overseas parts, and after 3 to 5 years, they get obsolete. You just can't get the parts to fix them. Yeah, that's the goal. So the Caterpillar is 100% made here. All the parts for him. He said it'd be here from this our lifetime. He sure it wouldn't happen with this one.
How long has the other one been in service?
Well, we've only been here 6 years, and the bank had it put in before us, so it belonged to the bank. When did they close?
A long time ago.
It's in that.
And it was here when they had it, but I'm sure it's at least 20 years old.
Yeah. We were real lucky it took off and ran for as long as it did, because it sat there for years with nothing. We put a battery in it, changed the oil, changed the fluids in it. And of course, we put a battery maintainer on it and a couple of things to keep it up and running. We were real fortunate that it started and generated when we first moved into the building.
So I guess we would entertain a motion. Would that be what we need to do there to entertain a motion to move this on to the full body, you say?
Make a motion.
I say,
We have a motion and a second, you want to speak to it? So we're all in agreement on that, but we can't take a vote if you want. The ayes will have it. You got it. So we'll get this on the agenda for the next meeting. I know there's certain, it's gonna fall unpopular on a lot of people's ears. They have a lot of money. But again, it's imperative we do not have an option. This is one of those cans that's been kicked down the road. As we've said, some of these cans been kicked down the road a long time, we have to start picking them up. This is probably one of the heavier ones. It is. So do we have anything else on the other? Say, we have anything else? Mr. Mayor? Okay. If you have any public comments, we do invite that at this point. Short and sweet one here, fellas.
I think everything, they've done, every couple of small things that we'd said, but it failed, it's probably never gonna be done now. They're gonna make in the roof, and they're just gonna go slow up on, make a big mess of it, clean up the patches, so we're just gonna do that. The rest of the thing, we did that. The floor and stuff, we did that, I don't know if Oscar been paid yet or not, that's gonna be on my side, I can't stand the fact that they left it behind ground, I mean, they had two contractors turn them down. I had him come in and do it for us. He had been paid.
That's horrible. Are we, how are we looking on that as far as legal?
I think, Mr. Governor said that just these couple of tweaks to be done again. Yeah.
Then we can move forward with that. We have to know that storm's coming. We don't have anything else. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Or Scrooge,
Sorry.
Right. Well, thank you for your time.